Can he not hear us either?
You're muted, Nando.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to
Hey,
the Fantasy Cheat Sheet, which is what Nando is trying to say.
We can't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There it is. There it is. Figuring it out. It's like
this is what week 17 is about.
We need to dub someone's voice over him.
It's a perfect metaphor for week 17.
This is a perfect metaphor for week 17.
How about now?
Yeah.
Tell you what, let me show you what it was.
Nailed it.
This bad boy right here.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Yeah.
I had a button pressed that shouldn't have been pressed. Sorry, everybody. Let's start that all over again. Welcome to the Athletic Fantasy Cheat Sheet, sponsored by Jock Market. Happy New Year. Derek Van Riper's not here. I am instead, and this is the kind of high-quality professionalism you should expect. Shout out to Jock Market for sponsoring the show without commercials this entire season. You can go to Jock Market, we can't really go there. Download the app, and it's on Droid now. So there goes my light. Huh? You can put in code ATHLETIC10 for a $10 matching. Well, it's not even matching. Just deposit anything. They'll give you $10 to play with. Beller's doubled his money this season on Jock Market.
Boom.
You would have too, actually, if you've been paying attention to his advice. For today's show, okay, good morning, Alaska.
Hey, turn yourself down a little bit, Nando. You're super loud, too.
All right, Jake. All right, any more complaints, friend? How about now? Better?
Yeah, it's better.
I'm just excited.
That actually is better.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you, Chris. It's on now. I appreciate it. All right. Thank you, unnamed producer. At least throw the Brett one up at this point.
That is true.
Yeah.
All right. So on today's show, this is actually going to be a fun show. Instead of going through like who's out and who's in, we're just basically going to use that knowledge to build a DFS lineup. And since I haven't played DFS or prepped for it or anything in weeks and weeks and weeks, not counting Jock Market, these guys are going to help me build my lineup position by position. We're going to go to DraftKings because that's where I have the most money. And I don't mind doing like a $13, $14 game, which I know we're going to get destroyed at. But I think with this group, we'll be okay.
I don't know about that, man.
Hey, all right, let's do it. All right, so quarterback. Let's start with Brandon Funston. Brandon, like, I don't care much about high-priced, low-priced quarterbacks here. I'm kind of like I would love Jalen Hurts, the idea that all of his people are out and he's playing with the second team that he practiced with all year, but I feel like that's a little too contrarian. In your lineups, what are you looking at for your quarterback?
Well, I'm going for not the high priced or low price. I'm going for the medium price that I know is going to be motivated in Phillip Rivers. He's $6,000. It's been I think it's been 9 straight weeks that a quarterback hasn't thrown for 2 touchdowns against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm looking for 250 to 275 and a couple touchdowns. I feel like that's the money in the bank with Phillip Rivers.
Jakey, how are you looking at this? I know you love DFS.
I do. I've built a ton of lineups. I told you this is my 3rd show of the week. I have 3 quarterbacks this week. Aaron Rodgers, it's something to play for. So this is what I'm targeting week 17. This is why people are like, this is where the knowledge comes from, because you have the teams playing for something. That's why Brandon's going with Phillip Rivers. Going Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, nothing to play for, but no Dalvin Cook, even more reason to pass. And the last time Dalvin Cook was out, he actually threw for 300 yards, over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions, and still was one of his best days. So I know they were behind early, but that still matters. So Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, and then if I'm really going outside actually I say 4, maybe Justin Herbert, but if I'm going really contrarian, I did build 2 lineups with a Mason Rudolph Steelers stack.
Oh, okay. We might put a cross through that one. Why would you do that, Jake? Just
why?
Speaking. Yeah, why?
Because Mason Rudolph he's dirt cheap, and if we don't know what the Steelers are going to do. Like, I have Deontay Johnson, Juju Smith-Schuster in my 40s for rankings for the people playing week 17. I don't think they play the entire game because they already sat Ben. Who knows what James Conner is going to do? Half their defense and half their offense is not playing this week. But if you hit on this because of the savings, this is why it's only 2 of my so many lineups, is because Mason Rudolph's nothing. I actually went with James Washington and Chase Claypool, not Juju and Deontay for the stack. Wow. So if that hits, I paid up at running back. I paid up at wide receiver. I paid up at tight end. It lets you do so many other things. Obviously, this is like playing a lottery ticket at 7-Eleven on Sunday, but that's why you do it.
You go to 7-Eleven for your lottery tickets? You don't go to Wegmans?
I don't go anywhere for my lottery. I don't know where people go. I just threw out a name.
It's a very strange place.
It's for everybody out there playing DFS too. So one of the things is this is a 1:00 game. Make sure people do this. Not enough people pivot in late games, and you have a lot this week, so it makes a difference. But if that lineup hits, like I know that I can take care of 4 o'clock teams and just go like bonanza with all the chalk players. On the flip side, if you're playing chalk people at 1 o'clock and they don't hit, that's where you pivot to just go for broke in the 1 out of 100 picks in the 4 o'clock games.
Bella, you like you like Rivers, A-Rod, Cousins, Herbert, or Mason Rudolph, or are we going your own direction today?
No, yeah, I'm same paging it with Jake on a couple of those guys. Aaron Rodgers, I think, is going to just really tear the Bears apart. This is a game that the Packers need. I am in Chicago, as you guys know. It's as good a weather as you could hope for on January 3rd. There's not going to be any concerns there whatsoever. And I like the idea of having the foundational quarterback who we know we can trust in Aaron Rodgers. Tore up the Bears about a month ago, the first time these two teams played. And then everything Jake said with Kirk Cousins, I would just ditto on all those things. I think that's going to be a strong play. You've still got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen out there against an overmatched Lions defense. So I feel pretty good about both of those NFC North guys.
Funston, there are 2 votes for A-Rod, 2 votes for. By the way, if you're watching and you got any names you want to throw out, like I'm very willy-nilly with this lineup. I'll throw anyone in there for the right suggestion.
Throw Mason Rudolph in there.
Throw in the but the problem is you build with Mason Rudolph, right? And then we got to flip it and stack and Jason's stacking with Claypool. I mean, actually, we should find what game Jake was in and screw him by putting in the exact same lineup that he said he's giving us here. All right, so we got so that's my problem is we do Mason Rudolph and we're going to be screwed with the stack basically.
What do you mean
right?
we're going to screw with the stack?
Well, I mean, because you can't put Juju and you can't put Deontay Johnson in because, like you said, you don't know they're going to play the whole game.
You could.
You have to go with Claypool.
You could go with whoever you want. You could go with whoever you think they're playing 3 quarters. You could go that route. You could play the narrative of James Washington and Mason Rudolph played together and they know each other.
That didn't work out. That didn't really work out the first time around.
Yeah,
I know.
Say,
exactly.
thank you,
you could do whatever the heck you want. You can make all excuses you want up and down the list. I'm just saying you don't have to not stack.
By the way, we're playing the NFL $300,000 slant.
But I say on the top of it, I know if you do the Mason Rudolph stack,
yeah,
you can bring it back in that same game with Jarvis Landry and Rashard Higgins, and then just go bonanza at running back. Like you could load up with Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor.
Should we do? I mean, is everyone okay with that? If we
No.
No.
This is like I said. This is 1 out of 50 lineups. You're not doing this.
But Jake, why be normal, right?
How do we feel about Baker in that game?
I think Baker's interesting as well. That's obviously in play.
Right? Well, yeah. Well, I mean, Baker could be a fun one.
Okay, you know what? Let's go Baker Mayfield.
Desperate as they are.
I like this idea because it's like you guys played basketball, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I had, do you ever have like those the ankle weights that would help you dunk? Like if you had them on, then you take them off and you're like flying.
I have the weight vest. I have one of those.
Did you ever have
same idea, right?
The big platform on the front of the shoe that you wear.
Yeah, like Jimmy in Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly.
Those lasted like 2 months. They were so popular for about 2 months.
Actually, let's throw up Ryan's question. I missed that while I was doing the job. But anyway, I
meant
like
Trubisky.
Baker Mayfield's going to have his receivers back, which could be like when you take the weights off and just jumping super high. Like it's going to be so easy just to hit these dudes that that you didn't have last week.
These dudes.
Kyler Trubisky today. I assume this is regular with no dollar values attached. Funston, how are you feeling with Kyler Trubisky?
I think I'm going Kyler. A lot on the line. Both of these teams have a lot on the line. I'm just going to take those rushing yards as the kind of the difference maker here between the two. So,
all right. Any more questions?
Like Kyler too?
I would take Kyler. Mitch Trubisky had a good statistical game the first time the Bears and Packers got together. It was all after the Packers jumped out to like a 24-0 or 28-0 lead in that game, and all of Mitch's production came later. I am a very bearish, pun not intended, on the Bears today. A very bearish Bears fan on the Bears. I think the Packers just roll with this one.
Beller, let's move to running back. Would you put David Montgomery in?
And there we go, David Montgomery. Yeah, why the hell not? I do like David Montgomery with the way that he has been fed all season long and the recent performance that we've seen from him. We can get him in there with Baker pretty easily. The running back who I'm more excited about actually is Jonathan Taylor, though. We've been talking on really our entire suite of shows, you guys, about the Jonathan Taylor takeover for a month now. We saw signals of it coming a month ago, and it has come in full force. And again, a very motivated team against a Jacksonville team that is ready to just play the string out and go start game planning for Trevor Lawrence in 2021. I think that we see a big game out of Jonathan Taylor this afternoon. He's probably, other than the obvious, Derrick Henry plays, he's probably my favorite running back.
Jake, let me ask you this. Bella just mentioned Derrick Henry. Is this someone you want to put in there because he's going for something, or is that a false narrative that we should ignore when we're put? I mean, he's the look. You look at the four most expensive running backs on DraftKings. It's Kamara's 95, Henry's 94, Cook is 92, McCaffrey's 9,000. Exactly, it's Henry, and then like the drop to Nick Chubb at 7,600. So bargain hunting is going to be relatively easy, I think, at the running back position because the top heaviness is all gone. Basically.
Yep, and that's why you don't have to. Also, two things. So you don't have to, and I wouldn't. I don't have Derrick Henry outside of that one Mason Rudolph just because that's where I'm going, because there is so much savings. We haven't even talked about it yet. There's a lot of smash running backs at this discounted price, and that includes the fact that I'm off Alexander Madison altogether. I don't want to mess around with him. But Ty Johnson, you could go to Ty Montgomery, who should get a lot of receptions, even if he doesn't do well running the ball. You could risk the Darwin Thompson news. Not that I would, but like there's just a lot of $4,000 and $5,000 running backs this week where you load up at wide receiver that you've never been able to do before because these running backs are getting guaranteed work at 4,000. Like Ty Johnson, I have almost 100% of Ty Johnson. I'm going down with Ty Johnson ship this week, but the Derrick Henry situation, because it prohibits so much of what the rest of you do with your lineup, you just don't need to. Of course, it get hit. So the second part I was going to say, Nando, is I never get Derrick Henry right. When I play Derrick Henry, he scores like 16, which is fine, but not fine when you're worth $9,000. When he has the 30-point games, those are the weeks I don't use him. So I'm not really using him this week. So everybody go use Derrick Henry.
Well, Funston, let me ask you this: when you look at, I guess, who you're going to start at running back, have you tracked like other teams' linebackers that are? I mean, we talk about all these big stars that they're going to be resting. Have you like dug in at all, or am I going too deep here? Like into like, the Chiefs are resting 2 linebackers today, and so that should soften up the run game a little bit. Or does that not even play into?
I don't go linebacker deep in that granular. I go about as deep as the APA, Jake's APA, just in general how teams fare against the running back. So obviously this is a good matchup for Derrick Henry. But God, J.J. Watt just called out his entire team. So, I'm pretty sure they're not going to want to go out for the season on Derrick Henry getting to 2,000 yards against him after that. So I think it's a false narrative, as you brought that up. But yeah, at this point, we've had 15 games of these defenses going up against running backs. So we have a pretty good idea about how these running backs, what kind of a matchup advantage they're about to have.
Brandon, we like the guy I want that I really just want to try and find it. Well, number one is Ty Montgomery. I think like what Jake said, he's the only show in town.
Or Ty Johnson.
Well, no, Ty Johnson I'm not crazy about. Because I want
went off last time the backfield was him.
What, Jake?
I said he went off the last time the backfield was only his.
I like Malcolm Brown. I think Cam Akers is going to try to play, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's an early out.
My concern is that offense as a whole. That's Malcolm Brown's touchdown dependent. Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. I do have an Arizona defense.
I told you guys I was going to go watch the 2019 preseason. He looked okay.
You did?
Again, you have to take into context who he was playing against at the time, and it wasn't a lot of first stringers. But he looked, I would say, capable. And if you told me out of the entire NFL 32 coaches, my top 3 who could get the most out of a quarterback, Sean McVay would be in the top 3. So I don't think it's going to be like, I'm not saying I'm not worried about the offense, but I don't think it's going to be a massive drop off. Like, I'm trying to think who else, like going from Ben Roethlisberger to Mason. Actually, this year it might not be a big drop off either.
How about Matthew Stafford and Chase Daniel?
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Chase Daniel.
That's a good one.
Hey, are you guys okay with a Gumbawale in there somewhere? I mean, he very, very quietly had a very good game last week, right?
Put the college teammates together, Jonathan Taylor and Dario Gumbawale. Let's do it.
Here's the problem with
Quintez Cephas in there too.
Here's the problem with the Goon, Nando, is you expect him to be down and he needs to be touched. Like, he got all the touches. I was actually surprised. Ziggo got 1 rushing attempt last week, but is he going to do it in the passing game? Because if he doesn't do it in the passing game, this is a game script that we expect. That's why Brandon's on Philip Rivers, that they're going to be playing from behind. So is he going to turn into a James White type of day? He's not bad. He's another one in the 4,000 range.
Hey, James White. Just keep reeling him off.
Hey, too bad Derek Van Riper isn't hosting the show. Imagine this Wisconsin.
I forgot about that one.
Here's a question.
Melvin Gordon's not a bad play today either.
Here's a question. I'll throw it up. Let's go to Beller for this one. So I mean, it's not official or anything, but it's very strongly rumored that Adam Gase is gone and Doug Marrone is gone. They'll be the two big names, I guess, the 2 expected names. What happens in this game plan? Because these are both offensive-minded guys who are known for sometimes, before they were known for being offensive schematic geniuses. Is this game going to be like, let me just normal this out So the next person who looks at me is going to be like, all right, here's the last impression I have of these two. Are they going to try some weird stuff to win and be like, screw it, man, like I'm gone, like let's do it? I mean, is there some kind of degree of like, and I'm not trying to crap on, maybe this will benefit Ty Johnson, maybe this will benefit Ogunbowale, but is there something to be said for these two kind of lame duck coaches who are just like, screw it, man, let's have some fun?
I think we're grasping at straws a little bit there. I think that these are still like working adults who have put in all this time with all these colleagues and coworkers of theirs. They probably just want to go outright. I think that ultimately you still see a Jets offense that we've seen along the same lines of what we've seen all season. Same goes for the Jaguars. Some different faces, but basically I think everything else, the song is going to remain the same with those two teams. And that Jets-Patriots game's got like the feeling of if a tree falls in a forest and no one's around to hear it sort of feeling with those two teams getting together in a game that means absolutely nothing. One of the few games on the slate that has no playoff implications whatsoever on either side. It just, that game can't end soon enough, I feel like, for both teams.
Is Ty Johnson going to be on everybody's roster today? Is that the guy? Like, should we just, screw it, let's go with the flow?
No, I think a lot of people. I think Ty Montgomery's going to be higher. Ty Montgomery gets to face the Panthers defense, and he's the only one left. And they might promote. I forgot the guy's name. It's off the practice squad. I would assume they do, but honestly, I will tell you the one other lineup I built. Taysom Hill at quarterback, because he might be the part of this backfield. Like, it's week 17. Have some fun. Also, I'm the person building 25 lineups, so don't do this with only 2 of your lineups. But Taysom Hill is probably going to be split in the backfield with Ty Montgomery. Ty Montgomery's going to have to do most of it in the passing game. The reason he was okay, here's everybody that all you need to know about Ty Montgomery. The reason he wasn't hit with the COVID is because he was practicing with the wide receivers. So there you go. We're going to get 8 carries, 7 receptions, but that's going to be a very, 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 I would say Ty Montgomery's chalk. Ty Johnson is. I'd see a lot of people probably on Ogunbowale, but not as much as those two guys. I would say those two are going to be the highest.
All right, fair.
Probably 2 highest.
You guys want to answer a couple quick questions we got? We got one from King Manny, who's got a running back question. Zeke or Swift?
Let's
go to Beller.
I'm going to take Swift there. I think, it's one of those, that's a game where we can trust everyone to pretty much play it straight with the Vikings and the Lions. Another one, I think there are 3 games that have no playoff implications, seeding, getting in, anything on either side. And Detroit, Minnesota is one of them. But I just love what we've seen from Deandre Swift when he's had the opportunity, you guys. And I think that he's going to be the slightly better play here. But, great. Cowboys are playing for a division, too. I don't think there's really a wrong way to go with these two.
Beller, is there any jock market implications for Zeke or Swift today? How do you play them in that universe?
Yeah, Deandre Swift is a guy who I've been going back to a lot there because of the fact that he just gets overlooked with the injuries to Matthew Stafford that they've had, and that offense just being nowhere near what we thought it was going to be with Kenny Golladay being out all season. The offense as a whole gets overlooked. So I think Deandre Swift is someone who becomes very interesting as a guy who could handle the ball 20 times in this game this afternoon. So that's really what you're looking for, an overlooked running back who's going to get plenty of volume. A lot of the same principles that we're talking about in the just straight up draft market, and I think that Deandre Swift ends up being a pretty nice play over there in jock market as well.
Nice play there. Not making our lineup here. Jake, you mentioned you didn't want anything to do with Madison DFS. How come?
Because a lot of reasons. He's the other chalk one. He's the big 3. It's Ty Johnson, Ty Montgomery, Alexander Madison. Completely off Madison for multiple reasons. Last time, with there's no Dalvin Cook. Again, they got down early, but still, Madison did not look good. Full committee backfield that I expect because it's his first game back. The dude had COVID. The dude was like an appendectomy. First game back. Amir Abdul and Boone have been getting work. I just don't see this being his backfield. I'll happily be wrong on it because here's why. Because he's chalk. If he wasn't chalk and everybody wasn't going to be on him, then yes, you take the risk even with his first game back at this price. But if his ownership, as expected, should be over 20% or around it, there's no reason to really get in on him. Just go to Ty Johnson instead.
Brandon, we got a question from Kevin, but before I get to it, do you build your lineups in a certain way? Like, I mean, I feel like, are we dumb for going like quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end? Because Kevin's got a tight end quit. Like, do you skip around? How do you work this? Do you have a couple guys you want and you pop in first and then build around them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't play a ton of DFS. I'm going to be honest. I'm out here in Washington State where it's not a big thing, but
that's not legal.
But I've built lineups, and typically what I do is I go find the guys that I know are going to be, that I think are my discount plays, which allows you to then go out and shop for big money players. So I think it's important to identify guys that you want to have that you expect to be discounted, to go put them in there and then build your studs around them.
Yeah, so that's what you do, Nando, is you kind of have like a list of guys that you know you like, whether it's a discount, whether you think it's one of the best matchups plays of the week, whatever. And then you go to like somebody like our boys, Brad Evans and Pat Mayo. You go over to FTN and you have one of those optimizers. You put in the player, like your 4 guys that you really want, and you're not sure about the others, and you hit optimize, and it helps you build a lineup.
I was about to share screen of this DraftKings lineup that we made, but it popped up something very weird, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to tell you right now.
Legal?
We've only got through running back, right? Or did you already build the whole lineup?
No. I'm going to tell you. So I just wanted to show it as we went along. Like we got Mayfield at 5,500. I put in Ogunbowale at 4,500. Jonathan Taylor at 74, and Ty Johnson down in flex. We already filled at 4,300.
Well, you've
It's a lot of money, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but you also made a mistake already, Nando.
What, Jake?
Don't ever play a 1 o'clock player in your flex if you have a 4 o'clock player you can put there.
All right,
Ogunbowale's at 4 o'clock.
Well, so is Taylor.
So you can put either one. Put Taylor there because it gives you more.
Yeah.
So look, you put Taylor there because he's more money. It gives you more flexibility to pivot off of him if your lineup's not doing well at 4 o'clock. Taylor's going to be a popular pick. So if your lineup's not cashing, you're not doing well. 4 o'clock comes around, you come off Taylor and another player and go for some of these more dicey boomer bust players that a lot of people don't own. I will also answer a question while you're doing that. The Chargers tight end to own. I'm on Anderson. Anderson was out there less than Parham, but Parham was blocking a lot. Anderson got 6 of 6 last week.
Don't you dare speak ill of Donald Parham Jr., Jake.
I like Parham. I think they're both in play. Honestly, here's the problem. Parham's out there more. Anderson runs route when he's on the field.
XFL MVP candidate, Donald Parham Jr.
Steven Anderson, former Jordan Reed clone over with the Texans that didn't hit.
Yeah, there you go.
Any tight end locks?
Darren Waller.
I mean, if you don't want to pay up, I think Tanyan's in play if you go with the Rodgers stack. I think Irv Smith is back in play again. I'm trying to get Gesicki, even though he's at 4,200. If you really want to drop down, go to the Chargers tight ends or Dalton Schultz.
I like Tunyon. I think Tunyon with Rodgers is a really nice stack.
Rodgers, Adams, Tunyon.
Yeah, Rodgers
Nando
Adams
froze,
Tunyon
by the way.
is a very nice stack to look at.
Nando froze. He's got all sorts of issues in week 17. So here's the other one. Here, I'll set up the question for you guys while we're waiting for Nando. He said he went Mayfield, and the one thing. Oh, there's Nando. Here you go, Nando.
Week 17. Week 17, Jaggy.
This is the other thing that you haven't done yet. So you have Baker. You need to stack Baker.
Yeah.
So it's either Landry or Higgins or both, but you need to stack them.
Can we do Daryl Hodge?
No.
Who cares? But no. You've already saved a crap ton. How much more do you want?
I want to pay up for my DST, Jake.
18,000 on the table.
It's week 17. You don't have to spend your money in week 17.
Probably want good players in there, though.
Yeah,
in general.
So,
all right, fine.
If you go Landry, he's not even that expensive, and then you bring it back. But see, the problem is you picked a game that you don't want to play because you have to bring it back with a wide receiver in that game, and you don't want to play the Steelers wide receivers.
Yeah.
How much of a JV defense are we expecting from Pittsburgh?
It is a JV defense.
It is. I mean, they'd already lost those. How many? 3 regulars, 3 start right due to injury to start with.
Yeah.
To the person asking Ertz, they're not on the slate to the night game.
Yeah.
Oh, well, does anyone have like a must-have wide receiver they really want in here?
Marvin Jones, 5,100 for Marvin Jones.
That's cheap.
So damn disrespected.
I don't let Marvin Jones is so boring to me, but I'll put him in there for you, Jake, because you're so
Matthew Stafford's playing.
Marvin Jones.
I mean,
Higgins was cheap too, and I would stack that if we're doing that for our team here. 4,500.
Yeah, we're also gonna. I mean, now you can slide in Devontae Adams and probably Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, and I'll throw some love out there for Calvin Ridley in a game where Atlanta should just be firing, and we've all seen what he's been able to do without Julio Jones out there. I mean, these last few games, right? I mean, 108, 124, 163, 130. The guy's becoming a star before our eyes. What a season he has had. $8,500 feels like I'm totally fine paying up for Calvin Ridley at that price tag. And there's a game that you actually might want to get involved with and bring it back on both sides. So I could see going that way and even bringing it back with like Antonio Brown, who's like 5,300.
Mike Evans. I already did that. I like it, Beller. I already did. Yeah. I have a lineup with Calvin Ridley and Mike Evans in it.
Yeah. What if we got rid of Mayfield, put in Brady, and put in Mike Evans, and that's our stack? And then our coming back is Calvin Ridley.
Do it. And then we got to change the running backs because you probably can't get.
You can't do Taylor too, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's find out together.
I could tell you in advance.
Brady, I love the incentives. I think Brady can make an extra $500,000 if he stays in the top 5 in passing yards. So
Does he?
Oh wow.
It's a good.
And the reason I'm going Mike Evans is because Bruce Arians is a man of the bonuses, and Mike Evans is going to be the first wide receiver for 6 or 7 straight years with 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
First wide receiver
Really?
to do that. Yeah, to start his
Wow.
career.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. I'm doing this right now. Here we go. So we got Tom Brady, Ty Johnson, Ogunbowale, Marvin Jones, Mike Evans, Calvin Ridley. We still got Jonathan Taylor in the flex, 7,400. If we get a cheap tight, I mean,
We don't need anybody cheap anymore.
I guess you're right. Well, we got 5,500 left. Well, I'm saying we need cheap because we don't have a lot of money left.
Yeah, 5,500 left
Yeah.
for tight end and defense.
Yeah, Jake.
Yeah, you can't do it.
That's gonna be tough.
Gonna have to change something
I
up.
told you, you're gonna
Our
have to come off
defense
the
is
Taylor.
Arizona at like 2,000 something.
Yeah, but you still couldn't do
I
it.
would
You have to come off of Taylor if we want to do that.
I would go with Anderson of this. Eifert hasn't done anything all year long. Vance McDonald's only,
Yeah.
Who knows?
Do
I
you
mean,
really,
Vance-
come on, Jake. Really? We can't get Donald Parham Jr.?
He says Charger Anderson. I was answering the dude's question.
Oh, I thought you were talking about. Didn't we just answer that like an hour ago?
No.
Oh, I see different questions. Sorry, I wasn't looking at this screen. I was looking at my DraftKings screen.
And for Lonzo Lowe, here, I'm in week 17 of Survivor. I told you guys, I told Brandon and Beller it happened. I was on Minnesota. Stafford's playing. I came off Minnesota. I'm now on the Cowboys, and I don't feel good about it.
Ooh.
Yeah, your Giants are going to screw you, Jake. That's just the most. That's the most for sure thing that's going to happen.
I'm not risking either side of Washington, Philly. My choices are Dallas or Giants, either side of that. Minnesota with Stafford now playing and no Dalvin Cook. And then all the rest of them were like Cincinnati and Jacksonville and stuff like that. I'm not touching any of those. So those are
I
legitimately.
mean, you are like cosmically locking in a Giants win by picking Dallas with how badly you don't want it. You already want them to lose. Now you need them to lose. I feel like you're almost locking it into the cosmos.
So if the Giants win and all of a sudden you see like a fire outside of MetLife Stadium, it's not me.
Where are you guys on McCole Hardman? Tyreek Hill is out. He usually
Chad
gets
Henne.
Chad Henne.
Yeah.
So,
Tango.
but all you got to do is hit a little dink to McCole Hardman and let him go nuts.
Of course. But I think a lot of people are thinking the same way.
Are they?
I think McCole Hardman might be here. I'll tell you. I'll go and check projected ownership while we're doing this.
I don't
It
want
just
to
seems
mess
to me
around
like
with
everyone's-
anyone playing with the backup quarterback.
Let's put Chad Henne in a quarterback. and see what
But you
that
like
looks
the Bears.
Oh, man. We've already talked about the nightmare scenario in Chicago, Jake. We know what that is.
Is there any?
Sneak
All right,
into
so
the-
Funston,
Yeah, go ahead.
you wanted the Cardinals for 2,800. Was there a reason for that, or were you just joking around?
John Wolford. Cam Akers likely out. Cooper Kupp out.
Yeah, McCole Hardman's inside the top 20 of ownership, Nando.
All right.
He's at 7%, but that's top 20. That's a decent number.
Well, I was just asking. I didn't have my heart set on him. Don't feel like you gotta. Where's Calvin Ridley? Calvin Ridley's got to be up there with Julio.
Calvin Ridley's number 3.
All right.
Shout out to
Good reason.
FBN for their ownership projections.
Is there anyone in San Francisco we want? Or do we want to stay away from that?
Kittle's only
I
6,000.
mean, you could talk yourself into George Kittle, I think.
I don't think we have to talk ourselves into him, right? He's like the most expensive, best tight end by far.
Now he's third. I think Waller
Yeah.
and who else is ahead of him? Somebody else.
Kevin's been paying attention this year.
Kelsey probably
you
on
beat
the
the
slate,
you beat the Ravens in the slot. I have a lineup that I'm doing this with, and actually I have J.K. Dobbins in it as well. I have Lamar, Dobbins, Andrews, and Boyd
I
on
like
the comeback.
Dobbins. Dobbins
Yeah.
is a nice play at 67.
I think you can really just get all the Ravens with the way that they're going to be able to run away with that game.
You want to get Lamar Jackson in there instead of actually Lamar Jackson's more expensive than Tom Brady.
You're like,
No,
oh,
we're good. We're happy with that, but we got to get rid of Jonathan Taylor then. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. So here's what we
By
look
the
like
way,
right now.
breaking news.
We could go to Dobbins instead of Taylor.
We need to find
yeah,
$3,300 somewhere if we want to put Kittle in at tight end.
Go Dobbins instead of Taylor. That'll save you a little bit of money.
All right, Dobbins was 74. Taylor was 7,400.
Dobbins
Dobbins.
67.
keep it in
Dobbins
the Big
is
Ten.
67.
Love that.
We are still $2,600 over budget.
I told you this wasn't going to work.
Jake, this will work. Come on.
How much is Brady?
Brady's 7,200.
Yeah,
I would go.
Go Rivers or somebody or Mayfield. Go back.
Well, then we got to fix our stack again.
Ty Johnson and Amari Cooper.
What'd you say, Jake?
I'm
Yeah.
answering the question.
Oh, Jake, come on, man. I'm searching for Cooper.
I'm trying to help people. I'm letting you do that. I'm answering the questions. I'm being a man of the people.
What was the
Let's-
breaking news you had, Jake?
Oh, Carson Wentz is a healthy scratch.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Let's see.
Nate Sudfeld time.
I was
Kyron
just
Johnson,
going to say
Kendrick Ward,
Sudfeld. I
Pittman, or
wasn't
Miller?
actually sure he was still there, but
Throw up
He is.
HBC. The Tyron Johnson question.
Jake just directing things. Look, I don't have to fill out this lineup.
It's Bourne and Pittman, I would say, right? This is miserable.
Isn't Bourne maybe a 49er you should consider today with all their other wide receivers out?
He's always, but he's a touchdown reliant one. Richie James is on the field more.
Yeah.
This is miserable. Tyron Johnson, like Mike Williams, is their number one playing, and actually Guyton's on the field more than Tyron Johnson is.
Pittman for sure, right? Like he's
Ah,
back.
yeah, he's been outplayed by Zach Pascal all of a sudden. This is just
Pittman-
gross. Beller's just locked into like.
He's doing something right now.
I'm looking at the inactives. Cole Beasley's inactive.
Oh, here's your answer from
If
HTC.
he was going to advocate for Anthony Miller, it would have been a while ago. So
That's why it looks terrible.
This is why you don't play Week 17 HDC. So
You know, this is why you play Week 17. This
No,
is
it's not.
fun.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
why you
Jake.
play-
Why you don't.
this is
It's
why
you don't
Week
play
17 Yes, this is we talked about it on the show. I agreed with Brandon on the 1 point. If you want to play it because you want to do something in Week 17, do it. Just make it
Yeah.
separate from your title. If it's still your same league and you just play a week just for the heck of it for $50 on the side, sure. If you want to do DFS, sure. Just don't make it your championship game.
Fair.
Agree wholeheartedly.
All right. More importantly, we got to fix up this lineup here. I think so. I think George Kittle's 100% lock at tight end, right? Like, are we all good with that? Is there a sleeper anyone likes? I mean, these Chargers guys can't see. We can't make up our minds on them.
Chargers for what? I mean, Chargers for sleeper for what? Wide receiver or tight end?
Sleeper for tight end.
I named like 4 of them.
Yeah, but it seems unsure. Jake, okay, I know you. I'm saying, is there someone you feel strongly as a cheap sleeper that we should put ahead of George Kittle?
How cheap? Well, how cheap do you want to go?
Well,
how much is Logan Thomas? Oh, that's a night game. Never
It's
mind.
night game.
Yeah.
Evan Ingram's 3,700. Daniel Jones targets him 1 billion times.
All right,
could work.
goodbye, George Kittle. That solves all of our problems.
If you really want to go down and hope that he keeps scoring touchdowns every single week, Dan Arnold's 3,100 against Brandon Seahawks.
No, Jake, this is good. We just got to save $300 now. Here's what we got. We got Tom Brady, Ty Johnson, Ogunbowale, Marvin Jones Jr., Mike Evans, Calvin Ridley, Evan Ingram, Dobbins, and the Cardinals defense. Where can we save $300?
No, Arnold's going against
different.
the
Yeah,
Rams,
Dan
Joe.
Arnold. That's what. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was seeing another
you
question.
said
I was
Seahawks,
thinking,
yeah.
I know. I was thinking of something else for the next. I was going to queue you up for a question. Smith.
Yeah, I'm going Irv Smith there too.
Zach Ertz looks. I know there's no Dallas Goedert, but Zach Ertz looks broken at this point.
It's been a lost season for him almost.
You mean
Yeah.
at this point, like as in it's for all of 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not messing with any of the Colts tight ends. There's too many options there. One of them will hit probably, but if you,
You
want
don't
to
know which one? I like Evan Ingram. I mean, he's the only tight end there, and Daniel Jones loves him, and Daniel Jones can't run as much right now. He's even admitted that. So
I know.
you think he just sits there and pings Evan Ingram over and
They
over
got
again? in
ticked off
PPR,
about
right?
that. Yeah, Conklin. See, that's why. But Irv Smith's getting Irv Smith is still more, and he's getting.
Jake,
the
you talking to
touchdown.
me or you talking to the commenters?
And Irv's, I mean, I don't know. I think Irv's a dude for them, and like he's going to be
Dan
a big part of
Arnold.
their
Let's go to
future.
Dan Arnold for 3,100.
Are you telling us
Do
to
it.
go with Dan Arnold?
You said you need to save more.
Yeah, but I mean, I like Evan Ingram now. You got him in my. Now I'm all warm and cozy
Well, you
with Evan
can't
Ingram.
But
afford
if you
Evan
gotta
Ingram.
save, you got to save. Like,
Yeah.
you can't afford him. Where are you
So
going to save?
Brandon,
You could save in the defense potentially, but there's
No,
no
I like the
saving. You've already saved on Ty Johnson and Dare
Yeah.
Ogunbowale. You don't want to sacrifice Evans or Ridley.
All right,
Right.
Rondo, give us a rundown of where we're at with your team here.
All right, here's where we're at. We got 300. This is our team, by the way, Brandon. This is.
Are we sharing? In the, are we
my
sharing
team.
in the money that you're putting in?
Yeah, sure. We'll see when that pops up.
he's
I got
putting
a
in a
feeling this-
25-cent lineup, so it's gonna be like $3.
Oh, Jake, that's hurtful. This is a $9 entry. It's the NFL $300,000 slant, 30,000 to first.
All right, you're taking us to lunch then.
2 times minimum cash. So we got Tom Brady at 7,200, Ty Johnson at 43, Ogunbowale at 45, Marvin Jones at 51, Mike Evans at 75, Calvin Ridley at 85, Ingram at 37, Dobbins at 67, Cardinals at 28.
And we're
How much do you need to save?
We need to save $300. We just got to chip away somewhere, just a little bit.
So what's the
Tight end.
What's the next? What about Brandon Cooks instead of Calvin Ridley?
No, because you're bringing back Calvin Ridley on the other side of Mike Evans.
Yeah, we need Calvin Ridley and Evans.
On the other side of the Evans-Brady stack. Or it's a game stack. Other side of the Evans-Brady pairing.
So while you're looking, Nando, for dead stock MRK, any thoughts on Metcalf? Seahawks going to have starters in the whole game. Yes, for one, Seahawks need to play for potential bye. But the other side of it, I want to bring this up as a DFS play, is I'm actually on Metcalf this week because of one thing. When people get, it's not just frustrated for 1 week, but when you get frustrated for multiple weeks, this is where Nando came up with the blind spot, which I used for an article. Nando came up with the blind spot, and it's just the players that you just overlook for whatever reason. And Metcalf has now become that because Russ isn't cooking, the offense isn't cooking, and now people are just like, Metcalf 7,000. I'm not going to mess around with. Now I'm in on Metcalf because people don't want to play him.
Yeah, and that's a game they need, and that's a game they're not going to know about. They definitely need that.
That was a beautiful monologue.
There you go, Nando. Thank you,
Browns.
Kevin. Browns defense, absolutely. I would
Yeah.
play Browns defense over the Cardinals defense, period.
Oh, that's kind of hurtful.
Come off Arizona.
To Funston.
Put him in there. Put the Browns in. There
Are
we
they
go.
$300 cheaper? That's something I can subscribe to.
Well, I'd already taken out Ingram, put in Dan Arnold, so we're good.
No,
But
switch
if you guys,
back.
you want to switch back?
Yeah, switch it back.
Oh, yeah.
Goodbye,
and
Dan Arnold.
the Browns are by far the most owned defense this week.
Which
Yeah, but
makes
so what?
sense.
I think we have a lot of players who aren't, so I think we're in good shape.
Yeah.
But no Myles Garrett.
Oh, Jake, come on, man.
So he can't get. That's good for Mason Rudolph. He can't get smacked in the head with a helmet.
True. All right, so I just want to make sure we're not missing anything here. I'm just going through the list real quick. We have our team basically made, and I don't know. Send us some more questions because this is going to be a short Week 17 show.
Ty Johnson.
We got Ty Johnson. Ty Johnson's in there.
No, I'm answering the question.
No, all right, sorry.
Yeah.
I should have shared screen. Jake, every time you say a name, I'm going to think it's about our. Can you at least frame it like
David Tyree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah,
hear it.
Denzel Ward is out too. But yeah, that's still you're facing Mason Rudolph. That's why I have the Mason Rudolph play, is because the Browns are also missing pieces on defense. So what happens if Mason Rudolph just goes very low likelihood, but if it happens, this is the one where we're sitting there tonight watching the people in the first top 10 and you're going like, oh my God, somebody actually played the Mason Rudolph stack.
You know what? I wish it's too bad that Carolina game's 425 because Trenton Cannon used to be, that was an Emory special from like 2 years ago.
Why is it too bad?
When he was with the Jets. Because you don't know if Mike Davis is doubtful. I mean, I guess he's out, right?
He's not good.
No, but no, he's not playing. That's
And
why
so-
Rodney Smith, everybody's on Rodney Smith for that one.
But maybe this should be on Trenton Cannon.
I mean, but see, that's what I say. If you want, you can wait. This is DFS. This isn't seasonal. You can wait. You can play these 4 o'clock.
Yeah, but I
games.
mean, when that game starts, it's going to be either Trenton Cannon or Rod Smith. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. No, let's not touch it. Let's get Ryan's question.
Well, here, hold on. No. Nando, seriously, I'm not even saying. So, like, looking at this game, where's Ty Montgomery? That's what I was going to check. So, Ty Montgomery's 4,000. And they're both Cannon and Smith are 4,000. There you go, Nando. If your lineup is not doing anything, no, I'm serious. If your lineup's not doing anything and you hit 4 o'clock, you come off Ty Montgomery and switch to one of the Carolina running backs because everybody's going to be on Montgomery. So that's where you make up ground, is if Montgomery fails and all of a sudden it's Rodney Smith.
Let's answer this question from Ryan Desum.
Godwin.
Ryan and
Godwin.
ESM maybe.
Yeah.
Godwin or Hollywood Brown?
Godwin.
Yeah, Godwin. All right. Let's keep going. We got a bunch of questions coming. Let's hit them up, and then we're going to wish everyone good luck for Week 17. Thanks for all the great. Oh, hey, thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Mike. We do too.
And thank Jock Market. If you they've made this possible. So.
HBC got like 17 questions in.
All right, but let's answer this one anyway. Funston, what do you think?
Ooh, jeez.
Cam Akers isn't playing.
No, Cam Akers is going to try, but I don't think he's going to. I'm
Can't risk
kinda
it.
I'm leaning Montgomery and Naheem Hines, to be honest with you.
Man, you guys have no respect for Gunbawale. Look what he did last week. He was
I
great.
was going to go Montgomery and Gumawale.
All right, thanks, Jake. It's kind of you. The Bays Gaze. Beller, you take this one. Stefan Diggs or Sterling Shepard?
I think I'm still going Diggs here. I just don't trust the Giants' offense, and from everything we're hearing about the Bills, they're going to play. We obviously don't know exactly what that means and how long it's going to be, but it sounds like they care about getting the 2 seed. So Like, I would rather have one half of Steph Diggs than a full game of Sterling Shepard, and I'm comfortable having that risk.
I would love to know, like, Stephen Diggs, maybe, in the locker room, they're like, all right, man, you're only going to play the first half. And that would cause Josh Allen to be like, let me just bang the crap out of Stephen Diggs over and over and over again and get him like 6 for 142 and 2 touchdowns. Just like boom, 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 boom.
I'm with Teller. We're making the phrasing joke. The one problem with this is the same thing that happened last year, and they only played one quarter.
Yeah, you really don't know, right? It's very hard to say.
By the way, Devontae Parker's active, Jakeem Grant's inactive.
Brandon Howard said something interesting last week, going to Lynn Bowden. I don't think we mentioned him yet, and we're contractually obligated to when I'm in charge. Yeah. That there's like Brandon Howard tweeted something during the game, and he's really good. He's Dolphins guy. That Lynn Bowden did something with the ball, like he spun the ball at the referee's feet or something like that, and that was the end of his stat day. That was where he ended at, like 3 for 18 or whatever he had last week. It's interesting. I feel like maybe he was disciplined, and that's why he had a crappy week last week. So maybe you go back. Maybe he learned his lesson. We go back to him this week.
Well, the Raiders cut him, and he didn't learn his lesson. So,
I mean, what's the lesson? You don't spin the ball at the referee's feet.
No, but this is the culture thing the Raiders were talking about.
Feel better if
Fitz
Fitz were starting that game rather than Tua.
Well, Tua's a Bowden guy, I guess.
Got to be able to move the ball up and down the field for that to matter.
Are you guys going to answer this question?
No, we just want to keep talking about Lynn Bowden.
I'm going Johnson, Terry, and Madison in that order.
Everybody in agreement? Beller's nodding. Jake, you seem like you want to be contrarian about something.
No, I would put Madison second. Terry wouldn't come into play. This could be a Keenan Allen situation. I know he's going to gut it out and go for it, but it's also the Sunday night game. So if you're going boomer bust, if you need the stealing, but what's your backup plan if he doesn't play tonight? What if he goes out there in pregame and doesn't play?
Then you're screwed.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's why I put Madison second. And I'm not a Madison fan.
Go grab Travis Fulgham after everyone dropped him.
Watch Travis Fulgham have a game today.
I would love for Travis Fulgham to have a game today. You know that.
Well, Jake, you could have had his card if J.A. Eric on eBay wasn't such a
Old
bad
Dominion
person.
Monarchs, Jake? Is that what it is? They're the Monarchs.
Haskell, Heineke. Can we get Heineke in the game too? Yeah, Haskell, Heineke, Fulgham all in the same week. This would be great.
There you go.
Do you want me to start another lineup?
No.
You sure? I can do it. I can do a cheap one.
No, that's a night game. You can play the captain spot. Put Fulgham in your captain tonight and waste your money. Throw your money away.
Captain Travis.
Why is it a waste of money? I mean, I know whatever,
because you don't put somebody like the only people you put in the captain spot outside of the quarterback, or if you think that Stephon Diggs is going to catch 2 touchdowns or Devontae Adams is going to catch 3. That's the only time the captain ever pays off like that.
Speaking of Stephon Diggs, let's get to Lee's question. Brandon, what do you think?
I'm kind of in the I'd take a half of Stephen Diggs right here over Ogunbowale, but it's close.
Beller, you good with this? Why Ogunbowale, man, had a good game last week.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Floor is the goon.
You just don't know. I mean, he had a good game last week, but I don't know. That game probably will get away from the Jaguars. And then, I mean, it's very hard to say what a 1-14 team is going to be doing in week 17 and
with
what they're motivated to do or anything like that. What's up?
You might want to come off J.K. Dobbins because now Ingram and Edwards are both active today.
Oh, Jake.
No, we still love J.K.
We do, but I don't trust the Harbaugh.
All right, who do you want to put in there instead?
No. Keep Dobbins. Keep Dobbins.
You guys sure?
I'm just telling people. I was telling people for out there. Like I wasn't saying, don't change your lineup now. We got 5 minutes left. I wasn't saying. Yeah,
keep Dobbins. It's good.
All right, fine. We're gonna keep Dobbins in there. We're not afraid.
Thank you.
Well, hey, anytime, man. We're glad to help.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan.
Always. That's what we're here for. Go check out The Athletic, by the way. If you follow that link that we put in the bio for Jake's rankings, there's a big discount in there. I think $3.99 a month.
Yeah. Montgomery here.
Yeah, we like Montgomery.
We do like Montgomery.
I like Montgomery, man. Like it's different. Like when we've seen all these COVID,
especially because it's PPR.
Yeah. He's gonna be that dude was forced to be a running back for a year in Green Bay, and then finally figured it out, and then bounced around to a couple teams, got hurt, and now in this Week 17 chance to shine, it's pretty amazing. He's in the perfect spot.
That's what I'm saying. But now Taysom Hill's going to get the goal line carries. That's like I'm not even kidding with that.
Yeah, but if Montgomery gets 9 targets,
no, you're
7
not.
receptions,
Cole Hurts because he doesn't exist.
Oh, Jake, come on, be nice, man. He's been here the whole show.
So get the guy's name right.
I feel all right with Jalen Hurts. Yes.
Eel.
I have a Jalen Hurts inside my top 10, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we're okay. Like, you're not scared off by all of the Philly
hey,
wipeout.
you want to play tonight and you want to get really kind of fun, and because I'm not saying the captain spot, but if you're playing the showdown, Jordan Howard, there's no Miles Sanders. You want to play Jordan Howard, and like he's super, super, super cheap. Everybody's on Boston Scott. Go to Jordan Howard.
Let's put him in for J.K. Dobbins.
No, it's tonight.
Oh, it's not right. Okay, sorry, Jake. My bad.
Oh God.
Hey, by the way, have you guys done the draft stuff on DraftKings? Has anyone done the snake?
No.
Sorry.
What?
There's a question that was thrown up. I was answering the question. Gage and QT.
Yeah.
Gage
I am
QT.
with
Gage
Jake on
QT.
Gage and QT.
Yep.
All right. Here we go. One more. Russ or Kirk Cousins? That's actually a good one. Brandon, what do you think? You're a Seattle guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Russ and what Jake said. Big DK game. It's close. I'm going Russ again. Seattle's got plenty to play for. If think of it as a normal week right now. I mean, how many times do you ever ranking Kirk Cousins over Russell Wilson?
I did
gonna find out
3 weeks. I did it again this week.
Jake, take this Kyler Murray question.
No.
All right, thank you. Beller, you have a second opinion?
Yeah, I'm with Jake here. I say no. It's a bad matchup. It's like if you're designing a defense to stop Kyler Murray, it looks a whole lot like what the Rams put out there every single week.
Exactly.
All right, here's our
you may
lineup.
not get halfway there.
When you have a 300-pound dude that could almost run as fast as Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
Here's our lineup one last time. Tom Brady at quarterback. This is who everyone, we hope you're all going to be rooting for these people like we are. Tom Brady at quarterback.
I'm out.
Yeah, I know, me too. I don't even like this team. Thanks, guys. Ty Johnson and Ogunbowale are running backs. Mike Evans pairing up with Tom Brady. We got Marvin Jones, who Jake very adamantly threw in there before we even said receiver when we asked if like any wide receivers. And Calvin Ridley, who's the flip side of the Brady-Evans duo. We got Evan Ingram tight end. We almost had Dan Arnold in there for a moment, but just in case you're keeping score at home, Evan Ingram's a tight end. And J.K. Dobbins, despite the entire healthy backfield and Lamar Jackson as a running back quarterback, is going to be our flex play. DST, the Cleveland Browns. Thanks to Kevin for that one. $300 cheaper.
Let's do it.
That's team. We hope this is helpful.
Real quick, we didn't touch on defense a lot. If you have the money, I think the Dolphins are a sneaky good play because Josh Allen could be out early, as we mentioned, and they've been a great defense at 2,900. Some people might be worried about that. And then the one I'm all over, I was same price, 2,900. Had a ton of them last week, had a ton of them the week before, and they get your non-running Daniel Jones this week. Nando, the Cowboys defense.
Well, I'm screwed. So I've got Washington. So we talk about Beller's got the Giants. The Cowboys to win the East. I've got Washington and the Giants to win the East. So, like, we've
got it covered.
We're in some weird rooting places right now too.
We've got it covered for sure.
We do have it covered. Someone's gonna win $26.
Hey, real quick before we get out of here, throw Jonathan up. You can finally get me to answer Madison.
Okay.
Madison to Malcolm Brown.
There we go.
Guys, backfield sucks.
Boom.
Hey.
If that's not a note to end on, I don't know what is.
I think that was our big question for the day. Thank you all for watching. I hope this is helpful. We tried to do this. I mean, I know this. It seemed like it could be self-indulgent doing a DraftKings lineup by ourselves, but it's really where are you going to go today with all these weird injuries and stuff. And it seems like a little more fun than being like, well, Tyreek Hill is out. Who are you going to go for and where are you going to put him? So this is we were showing instead of telling. Literary device. Good luck. Godspeed. We hope your week 17s are fortuitous and plentiful for Jake Seeley, Brandon Funston, and Michael Beller, and our man behind the scenes, he who shall not be named, Lord Voldemort. Want to thank you all for joining us. Thank you for a wonderful season. We might be back with a mock draft special. Who knows? Well, TBD. Thank you again to Jock Market for sponsoring everything. Go to Jock MKT. You can put Athletic 10 in when you download it, and you'll get $10 to play with when you make a deposit. Apologies for the mic earlier in the show, but we made it. We're here.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody. Thank you all so very much. We'll see you later.